Hey, Oli. Edit this first part out. Or don't. This is Minus the Hat. I'm your host, Jared. I'm joined today by Jake.
What's up?
Matt.
Oi.
Tyler.
Hello.
And we're just gonna talk about shit. Probably movies, smoking weed, playing video games.
We are
all that jazz.
It's quite boring, actually.
Yeah.
A little bit.
But sponsor us, you know?
Yeah. Give us money to do this.
Yes.
So I don't have to go get a real job.
We're boys seeking a dream.
Except we're not doing this just for money.
Yes.
No, I'm doing it for money.
Matt's a bitch, though. So
Yeah. We're trying to feed starving children.
no. I'm not gonna fucking feed starving kids.
Yeah.
Fucking, I like
Joseph KONY, you know that guy? You remember that fucking shit? Back in the day, you remember that fucking, what was that? In middle school, we had that fucking assembly about, it was like...
The child soldiers.
Yeah. That dude's a fucking asshole. When you think about it, Joseph KONY, you remember him?
Yeah, you want me to tell you something?
What?
That whole thing is a scam.
Yeah, no, I heard about that. And like the guy... Like a couple weeks after like the fucking thing blew up, he was like found naked running around in like screaming at people. Like he had a mental fucking breakdown, yelling at people in fucking San Diego or some shit. Dude, you can look it up on the internet. I swear to God.
The guy who did the
Who started like I forget what the organization was called. It was like Lost Children or some shit.
Yeah. Lost Children.
And he just because they were supposed to be spending all this money to fucking like go help the kids, but they were spending all the money on fucking like advertising and bullshit like that they didn't need to be spending it on. Like, and like the guy was actually just pocketing the money or some shit like that.
Remember the presentation? Because a little bit of backstory: the middle school we all went to had the National Junior Honor Society.
Holy smokes!
The teacher who was in charge of that like organization for like I don't know honors kids was in love with KONY 2012.
Yeah,
in love. She was in her defense. It wasn't like an older teacher. It was like this teacher, first or second year teaching, really young, straight from ASU. I remember her quite well. Perfect. Yeah. But she she's in my head. She was in love with KONY 2012.
And you were in love with her.
And smitten. Smitten? Is that a word? Yeah. But so she was so in deep with it that the entire fund raised by the NJHS went to hire. You had to hire these people to come to the school to talk about KONY 2012 Lost Children. And they came one day and they just gave us this big spiel about how we need to give money to them to fight KONY, this guy enslaving. Like he was going, basically their ploy was for KONY 2012. Anyone who doesn't know what it is a guy runs like an army of children.
Yeah, he kidnaps these kids in like Africa or whatever and forces them into his army. It's fucked up.
Yeah, and I remember them telling us they were going to help these children by flying planes over like where they were like stationed, quote unquote, and like drop letters telling them to run. Like that's going to help them. And I remember they were selling like just a bunch of merchandise, like shirts, bracelets made by the children they've saved, right?
The baffling part about this is that they're pitching this to a bunch of literal middle schoolers. Like, where the fuck are we gonna get these funds? Like,
and if I had funds, I'm spending it
on Doritos or fucking Mountain Dew.
Exactly. Microsoft points.
Yes, yes, dude. You remember those cards, bro? I used to think back in the day, like I would walk through like the fucking supermarket and like I was like, man, I could literally just fucking scratch the fucking stuff off.
Yeah.
And then type in the code. Like, dude, this is such an easy heist. I'm gonna do it one of these days. Fucking, thank God I never went through with it because it's fucking retarded. They don't get activated until they scan the fucking barcode or whatever.
Did you two, Tyler and Matt, did you guys ever have that thought? Like,
no. Yes.
Yeah?
Dude.
I used to always think that.
Just because, like, you'd have to spend that $60 on that 1 year of, like, fucking Xbox Live, and it's like, dude, that's my fucking, like, that's a shit ton of money to me. Like, $60, dude, I'm never gonna fucking make that in my life.
Well, did you guys ever buy it and then they're like, oh, activating it? Like, the first time I bought one, they told me, and I'm like, what is that? And they're like, oh, it doesn't work unless you buy it.
I did get told that once at a GameStop, I believe, and then my whole world crumbled. I was like,
Dude.
oh, so
Yeah,
even if I went through with it, like
Yeah,
you said, I wouldn't have
exactly.
been able to.
Every kid thought of that. I had to believe. Like,
Mhm.
if you were a gamer as a kid, you had to, like, you saw those things. You're like, there's like 50 of them. You're like, dude, this is the fucking easiest.
What if it was all a myth, though? Like, it was just them telling you to prevent you from stealing.
Dude, fucking Bill Gates wants his money, and if you don't give him his money, he's gonna fucking. You saw that South Park episode. You know, the one where they reenact the Game of Thrones and he has to fight the guy of Samsung. That's a good fucking episode.
It wasn't
Black
Samsung,
Friday.
it was-
It's the Black Friday episode. Winter is coming.
Yeah, the Red Robin wedding.
Yeah, and he beats the shit out of it. It's the
Yeah, wait, don't talk about
the
this because
Sony-
it's based on Game of Thrones, and Matt's watching Game of Thrones right now.
Oh.
So it spoils
I was
Game
like,
of
what are you guys
Thrones.
talking about?
Yeah, so I didn't realize that until I watched Game of Thrones, though.
That's a good
Yeah,
fucking-
I've seen most of South Park, and I don't remember that episode.
What?
It was the one they made it an advertisement for their game.
Yeah.
That was the first and only game I've ever torrented. Like I got uTorrent. You guys ever use uTorrent on a laptop or
I didn't
anything?
even know
fuck is
that's a
that?
thing.
uTorrent, it's like a program that you can download, and it lets you download special files from like Pirate Bay and everything
Oh.
for illegal like pirated games.
So you got a
and-
free game of South Park.
Mhm. So that because it was a single player game, and I just because you can't connect to Steam if you pirate the game because you need it through Steam.
Yeah.
So I was like, I kind of want to play this, but I don't want to pay the full price for
So it's
Stick of Truth.
All right, FBI, you heard it here first.
So it's kind of like Limelight, but like for games.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Limelight was for audio, right?
Yeah, it was music.
Didn't they have another one too?
I mean, I remember personally myself, I used to download the Pokemon ROMs. That was a popular
Yeah,
thing.
and get an emulator on the
Yeah.
computer.
I remember you used to play the MMO one, the Pokemon one.
Oh, Poke MMO. That is I don't think a lot of people know about this game. It is a hidden gem. It's basically a ROM of like a bunch of the like kind of like not older but like newer but old like Pearl Emerald, like all
Yeah.
that stuff.
Okay.
And they made it into an MMO game.
Hmm.
Like where you go hunt Pokemon and like you can use them to get other items through other Pokemon, and then like you breed them and like sell them to other people, and there's like mounts that you can get. You can get like an Arcanine mount and shit.
Oh, that's badass.
It's and you still play the normal Pokemon story to progress and like get badges,
Mhm.
but you get like in-game currency that you can trade other players with. So like you can buy like really nice Pokemon and breed really nice Pokemon and like sell them back. And
That's
like
pretty sick.
it's a bunch of stuff. It's super cool. And just like seeing other people there too is like half the fun of it. And like it's like the original Pokemon story. Like, you go like, the normal outline, you go fight gyms and like stuff, but like
Level
everything's different. Like every like area is different stuff, like certain stuff with evolutions. It's super dope. But I would recommend well, it's illegal to play it, so I don't condone it, but
Yeah, I
It's
remember
fun
you
as hell.
telling me to download it, and my computer's just like, this is a virus, and I'm just like, I'm good.
Nah.
you
It's
gotta risk it
Pokemon.
for the biscuit.
It
sometimes.
sounds really fun if they actually Nintendo actually made that version of a game.
They
But
would
they're-
never do that.
They would never do that. But then they could make so much money, like take the RuneScape, for instance, add some bonds in there and shit.
Oh, like just membership? Are you talking
Membership and bonds, dude.
about? Oh, you can buy Pokemon Gold.
Yeah.
What's your guys' favorite Pokemon?
You three can go first. I'm on it.
Aggron. Badass Pokemon.
Why?
Oh, I thought you were talking game.
No.
Oh, I gotta
Like-
think about this then. Holy shit.
Actual Pokemon.
I could say mine is Charizard because like it's just so
Fucking
clean.
what up?
It's so clean.
Basic
Wow.
ass.
I like
You
the
know-
cards. I like the
Wow.
cards.
Charizard.
And the Charizard card is like the most
Dude.
sought after card, and it's just ingrained into me.
Pikachu's my favorite.
That was the best setup for what Matt's character's like. Just the fucking
Yeah.
most generic, middle of the road bullshit answer. I like Squirtle. Just like shut
No,
the fuck up.
Charizard is like the most sought after card, and I do like the cards.
You're like the type of person who likes the Suns right now,
Yeah.
just because
I don't
the
like the
Phoenix Suns
Suns
are
in
doing
four.
good.
I
You
do
see that
like
video?
the Suns because I'm from here, but like I'm more of a Celtics fan.
Oh.
It's because he's from Boston.
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 To answer your question, I'd say Sceptile.
Is that
I don't even know what
that's a
Sceptile
badass
is.
fucking... No, it's the one that
No
involves
wonder you
from
don't know what
Greco.
Sceptiles is.
I only
because
know
you
first
like
gen.
Charizard.
One at a time, boys.
I'm just saying, like, after first gen, the names get kind of
Dude, that's...
difficult.
It's literally third gen, so... I don't know what you're talking
I know
about.
half of second gen, and like none of third gen. And
Third
I
gen
know,
was
like,
literally the
names.
best generation, by far. That's the one with fucking Blaziken. You got Mudkip, the
Mudkip is
Swampert. That's
Yeah.
what it's called. And then Skepsile, or whatever however you fucking say it. I remember that was my favorite. That was the first one I got. Trico, that's the name of the fucking.
Trico's the first evolution.
I'd say mine. You guys might hate me. You might not even know what
No.
this Pokemon is.
We have Charizard over here. We can't.
Yeah.
I really like Mimikyu.
Okay, that's very
It's a
new.
It's a really new one, but
Okay.
I played the game.
I think.
Which one is it in?
Sun and Moon, the one in the Alolan region. It's on the Nintendo Switch.
Okay.
The
I do
character,
know the Alolan ones.
the character design is like a ragtag Pikachu looking Pokemon.
Oh, is it like the sketched out one?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one looked kind of cool.
Mhm.
Yeah, or like earlier one, Alakazam.
Dude, that was a
Okay.
badass Pokemon. Psychic types are usually pretty fucking cool.
I'm a big ghost psychic kind of
Yeah.
guy.
In the games, I never knew how the psychic really worked.
Me neither. They just look dope as fuck
Yeah.
always.
Yeah, because like
They
it
did
gets
shit tons of
confusing,
damage, too.
especially playing through what was it, Sword and Shield. I was kind of like when like you know how they don't tell you what they'll tell you the name of the Pokemon that's coming out, but you don't know, like if you don't know the name, you can't equate it to something. So you got to take a guess on what it's gonna be. Sometimes.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
I
why you have
I
to-
know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you're in a
that's why
battle.
you have to learn the Pokemon.
Yeah, you have to learn the names, and like for that, I was just like, there's so many new Pokemon. I was like, holy crap, this is.
What's the one? I don't know if Tyler, Jake know, but the one with the free roam on the Switch, is that Sword and Shield?
The Sword and Shield.
Okay, that's the one I was talking about then,
Yeah.
instead of the Sun and Moon.
Yeah.
Yeah. that
Sword and
one
Shield was good.
the
Sword and
Hawaiian-based
Shield.
one, the one that you just talked
Mhm.
about. Yeah.
My
That one
son
had some
beat
cool
it.
Pokemon though.
Did you beat it?
Nope. Kind of got stale after a
Did
bit.
you get it? No.
I played a little bit on my sister's Switch, but
Yeah.
I can't grind that game like I could the old ones.
Well-
I did. Oh, sorry.
I think it's just because like you're more aware that like there's more shit to play. Because like when you were little, you're just like, okay, higher level better,
Yeah,
and then you're just like, I can sit here for 3 hours while my mom's driving me around.
yeah,
and
pretty much.
fight the same Pokemon in the same bush over and over.
Until I get super high level that I can't be beaten.
Yeah.
Then I'll go for the Elite Four.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And you just choose the Pokemon that are cool, but like when you're older, you're like, okay, I kind of want like more versatile typing. In
Nah,
case, like,
dude, I still, every time I replay Pokemon, it's like, I literally go through the Pokédex before I fucking play the game.
Exactly.
And pick out the coolest looking fucking evolutions that I can
Yeah.
still use in a reliable, like, fucking build. And then I'm like, those are my 6 Pokemon.
For the most part, I will say cool-looking Pokemon generically are good.
Yeah. And I feel like ever since I've grown up, I stopped using, like, the legendary Pokemon because, like, shit's just so easy. Like, literally, like, in Emerald, I would always just go catch Rayquaza, and he's, like, level 70 with the Master Ball, like, every time you catch him. And it's like, good luck. You're not going to beat a level 70 Rayquaza. Like, it's fucking game over.
Well, then when you get like deep into the thing, like when they have the tournaments and shit, like the legendaries aren't that used. It's more like a combination thing.
They're actually banned for the most part. That's why.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Because Rayquaza is actually one of the most broken Pokemon.
Yeah.
And it
Okay.
is, even when they allow certain legendaries, Rayquaza is one that's always
Because
just perma-banned.
he's a flying type, so he can't get affected by ground type moves. And then he also has, like, electricity, so he can't be affected by, like, some other type of moves. And it's like,
And he's so fast, so
Yeah.
attacks miss, he
Yeah.
hits first,
yeah,
things
exactly.
like that.
It's like
Oh,
he's
okay.
so fucking stupidly busted.
Yeah, and then now
That's
that they
probably
have,
my favorite. Him or Deoxys. Probably my 2
That's a
favorite.
very cool one too.
That was the one with 4 legs. Is that the one with 4 legs and the X
Sorry,
on his
Tyler.
face?
I don't know how
Fucking
you're
Matt.
Wait,
Is that the one with like it's blue?
it's the alien one.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
the blue,
Blue
and
and
red.
red.
I thought it was orange.
No, it's like
Now I'm
it's like a
confused.
orangish red. It's
Maybe I'm a little colorblind. Isn't Arceus allowed in professional play though?
Arceus?
Arceus, yeah.
Arceus is pretty busted. I'm
Yeah.
not sure about that because Arceus can do any move from anything. So like any type of move. So
I always found that so interesting about
because it was like the whole lore behind it is that he was the creator in a sense of
Yeah.
Pokemon.
Yeah.
They went over that with Diamond and Pearl. and
Was that the
Platinum.
one with the spaghetti arms?
It was the one that had the
Yeah.
big fucking gold ring.
Yeah,
around
he
it.
looked like a deer almost.
Yeah, and
But
it was
not the
red
deer
and
one. There is a
purple or
deer
something like
legend.
that.
Yeah, that's in the new ones.
That was from the third movie or the second movie.
It was the one that had Dialga and
Palkia.
yeah, Diamond
No.
and Pearl. Do you remember the
Dude,
one that
that's
had
so
like
long ago.
Infernate, Piplup, stuff
Yeah.
like that? Do you remember? I guess you said you don't remember names.
Turtwig? Was that
Yeah,
one of them?
Turtwig that
Turtwig,
involved.
yeah.
Dude, who the fuck picked Turtwig? That was like
No.
you either went Infernape
I
or
you know what, I will say
fucking
Groudon, he's pretty good because also the first gyms, like if you want to go fast, he's actually a good pick for that.
Yeah, you don't. If you want a fast start, you don't normally choose fire type, right?
No, you don't. You
No,
never
because
choose.
normally it's ground, but at the same time,
You always choose waters. If you
the
want
reason
that.
why like Infernape and Blaziken were really good is because they're fire and fighting.
Yeah.
So you could actually take out so many gyms.
And
because of
Blaziken
that.
could also learn flying type moves. That was the crazy part.
Yeah.
Isn't there a water type gym that's like really early though in most of the games?
It's like 4th gym for Diamond and Pearl.
In the second generation, Water Gym is like really
second.
fast. Like in Fire Red and Leaf Green, like the Water Gym's like right there because you gotta fight Misty.
I think Soul Silver and
Or actually, that's the first gym.
Heart Gold have water really quick.
That's
Like
the one I'm
second.
thinking because that's
Yeah.
first gen. That's with Misty and Brock.
I would love to play one of those games, Soul Silver.
They
That's-
remade them.
I know, I really want to because of just how big those games are.
They got Ho-Oh, Lugia.
Yeah.
Those are some good ass fucking.
Yeah,
legendary.
isn't like getting them on the DS at like $80 or something like that?
They're
I
pretty
have it.
expensive. Like they were expensive when they were even just selling them normally at the time.
Wait, selling a legendary?
No,
No,
the
the
games
game.
like Soul Silver and
Like brand new.
yeah, because of just how much content those ones did have.
Those were good ones.
Yeah, they were very good.
Yeah, but the thing now is like they kind of went up in value because they didn't make them anymore.
Yeah,
most
and
of
they're
the
pretty
people-
rare. Everybody wants those ones.
You can just get a ROM on a computer though.
That's the thing, but like that's illegal, and it's not a physical thing, and people want a physical thing.
Well, I got one at my mom's house. Should I go sell it?
I got one too.
Let me buy it.
No, I want it.
Let me play it. I want to play it.
Yeah,
I'd play it. That's for sure.
Yeah, I let you play it.
I got Soul Silver. I'm more of a
Yeah, I got Soul Silver
That's
too.
the one that I'd want to
more of a
play.
Lugia guy. You
Yeah,
know.
only
Dude,
had
fuck
yellow.
Ho-Oh.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
it's kind of cool, but not nowhere as cool as Lugia.
No, it's- yeah.
That is a very. I feel like everybody has that opinion.
Exactly.
I believe you could actually catch both of them.
Maybe in Soul Silver and yeah,
There was
because
like
of just
a-
how big.
I remember I was at a friend's house, and we were just like trying to like you got to figure out like a maze in the tower to get back up. Like it's harder when you're going for the Ho-Oh.
Well,
I-
couldn't you trade it if they had the opposite game?
I don't.
Because I remember sitting down with my cousin, and then you'd put the little cable between,
Yeah, I
and then you'd
remember
be
that.
trading Pokemon that way.
Damn, I did that with my cousin too. We all just lived the same fucking childhood, huh?
Pretty
Yeah.
much.
All our parents just raised us the same.
Do you guys remember when we had to get you guys ever get the fucking action replay for the DS?
Yep.
Where you had so you could get fucking Darker Eye and Arceus and like
Yup.
all those legendaries that were like in glitch spots. Like that shit
Shaman.
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
one.
that shit blows my mind. Like how did the fucking game designers like cuz they obviously developed this fucking island and all this shit like
See, so all those were actually event based. So like it took event like place on actual events in time and history. So like
oh,
Yeah.
I never knew that.
or somewhere for things like oh, a movie's coming out, we're gonna have this event. So if you get tickets, you get
Oh,
access to this.
hmm
Oh,
Or they had
yeah.
them at GameStop where you could get
Yeah.
the.
Stuff
I
like that.
never knew that. I thought it was just this glitch thing that they inputted into the game,
No.
like on release, and like you're just supposed to figure it out. Like,
Nope. Because to get to Darkrai, I remember you have to go in this locked house, but you're never gonna be able to go in that locked house. That's where the like the steel gym is. Do you remember? It's where you take the ship to go
Yeah.
to the island, then
Yeah.
you run over.
Uh-huh. Cause you gotta go on the ship. That's what I remember. And I was like, cause obviously they planned it out, cause they have the ship transportation in the fucking game already. So it's weird to see that. Like, I thought it was like fucking super cool. I was like, wow, they already programmed it in. That's badass.
Yeah, there was a Celebi one in one of the games where it was at a certain time during the night, and you had to like look at some. I don't know. You had to click on something, and then it pop out.
And this is the time.
To do with the moon.
Would this be the time before you really look things up on YouTube, or would you say this is around the time you could have done that?
Dude, YouTube has been around our entire life.
No, I'm saying, do you remember like playing old games and then being like how the fuck am I supposed to get past? And then like there was no YouTube.
That's really what I did for most of the Pokemon games I played, I'd say.
Yeah, it was either that or you would pop up a video and it would be some little kid recording it, like his DS on his parents' phone or something. He's like, "All right, guys, today I'm gonna show you how to," and you're like, "You know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna trust this kid." And then you go follow through with it, and then you're like, "It's a scam for the most part," or it does work. So.
Yeah, why were there so many people just posting like bullshit videos on
that was so
YouTube.
popular, especially with like I remember like Call of Duty videos, how to blah blah, blah get ray gun in multiplayer, and stuff like that.
Or Diamond fucking C4. I remember watching that one as a kid. I fell for that one for sure. Trying to get my C4 to be Diamond in Black Ops 2. That was a pretty popular video. I'm surprised you guys know.
I fell for the ray gun one. I remember seeing that one. You had to knife some shit.
You had to like lay down and then you'd stand up like with the beat or something like that, and then you had to knife the box like 3 times.
Crazy shit what people do for fucking views, dude.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that one got everyone back in the day.
I mean, like, yeah, you're a little fucking clueless kid and see ray gun in multiplayer, trying to get that KD up. Yeah. You're like, hey.
Tired of using this Remington. Gotta actually get some skill.
That was busted in Black Ops 2.
Dude, that's all I used.
But it was so much fun.
It was so much fun. You shoot somebody from halfway across the map.
I felt like Cold War, the fact that like it had the skilled base just made it so draining.
Well, that's the thing. I think most games nowadays are moving towards they want competitive scene. So they're trying to make the game more competitive because a competitive scene is going to make it more popular for one, and it's going to make it more money.
Esports revenue.
Yeah, but when I think of Call of Duty, I think of like a casual game where you just go and fuck around and mostly just talk the most of the time, but like still like you still want to have a little bit of a challenge. But that was like, I don't want to go into a game where some dude is flashing every corner while his teammate's sitting in the back throwing smokes with a thermal.
I will say, today's Call of Duty is very, very competitive when it shouldn't be for the casuals. However, they now have the competitive modes on Cold War, so we're like, oh, hopefully they'll switch it back. It's still garbage.
Yeah.
You still feel like you're playing a competitive game when you play a TDM.
It's draining. That's why I'm like looking forward to the new Battlefield, because Battlefield it's so big and you can do your own thing, and like you don't even have to play the game to enjoy it. Really, you can just be fucking around the map.
I'm gonna fuck the team, Matt. I'm here to win.
I gotta play the objective.
Dude, I remember us playing. What was the fucking the cop versus robbers one?
Oh, on Hardline.
Hardline. We just fuck around.
I wasn't fucking around, man. I got every single syndicate in that game.
Yeah, you weren't fucking around, but I'm pretty sure the rest was.
There was a syndicate that you needed where you needed a certain amount of time riding around in the car in one of the car game modes, and a buddy of mine bought a server, and we just ran it. So, because it was like an absurd amount of time in these cars, and like you'd be playing if you ever played Battlefield Hardline, you'd get in a car and it'd get blown up instantly.
Yeah.
So you just get in these servers and just drive around for like 3 hours, and then like you're done with it. But
I do remember that. I do remember you loading into a couple servers on Hardline where people would just be driving it'd be like 3 people or 4 people in a fucking map, and you'd see like one enemy team driving a car and then one friendly team driving a car, and it's like they're just literally on opposite sides of the map chasing each other around.
And then you look over right behind you and you see someone driving by on a sofa.
You're like, okay, what the fuck is going on?
Or like, what was that city map where it was just like a big square?
Yeah.
And then we'd just go on one point and just place a line of C4. LA? Yeah, and just like they'd go over it and just blow it up.
That's every Battlefield game, though. Everyone.
Yeah, but the fact that the point of that game mode was getting in the cars and driving them around was kind of messed up that they made it just a square, pretty much.
Because they know what Battlefield multiplayer people will do, and it's blow shit up. It's attaching C4 to stuff, and
they're so in touch with their like player base. Like I mean, it is EA, so I'm not gonna say it that much, but no, it's DICE, isn't it?
Yeah.
Under EA.
Under EA though, yeah.
Mhm.
Like, have you guys seen the new Battlefield? I forgot what it's Infinite. No.
The trailer for
2042.
2042. Have you seen the new Battlefield 2042?
Where he
Trailer.
jumps out of they pay homage to the trick shot in Battlefield 3.
Yeah.
No, the part where they go up on there's a part where they going up on an elevator to like the top of a skyline, and there's a helicopter flying by, and then you
ATV.
just see an ATV go towards it, and it just blows up in the trailer.
Yeah.
That's like every Battlefield. It's someone driving an ATV through a building and then jumping out somehow.
It's from YouTube, dude, because like
Yeah. No, a lot of those clips that they put in the trailer were kind of homage to like what Jake said with the jet kill. That was
Yeah.
one of the greatest.
Have you seen the video of the guy who actually hit the clip, like
Reacting
reacting
to
to
it?
it? It's
Yup.
fucking, he loses his
Yeah.
shit, dude. He's
what's the? Can you explain what the clip is?
So the clip is it's like the greatest trick shot in Battlefield history. It's where he's flying his jet and there's another jet chasing him down. So what he does is he arcs his jet straight up into the sky and starts flying like practically vertical. And then he jumps out of his jet seat with the RPG in his hand, shoots the RPG at the jet behind him, blows up the jet behind him, and then falls back and lands inside his jet and flies away.
I think I might have seen that.
Yeah, it's very popular.
It is the coolest thing you could ever pull off in Battlefield. Ever.
People would attempt that shit all the time.
Yeah.
I bet you it's better than sex. Better
Dude.
than a nut hitting that.
It's crazy. Like, I used to fucking lose my shit when I would shoot a pilot out of a helicopter. or
Oh
something.
yeah, when you get
But-
that sniper and you just quickly like flick and
Mhm.
get him out of the helicopter, you're just like,
It's the equivalent of like when you're on like a humongous tower on Caspian border, just
Yeah.
seeing someone on the other side, just a speck, and you're like, just for fun, might as well try it. But then you hit it.
Yeah.
It's like,
And you get that
wow.
headshot
or you get
bonus.
that solid like second of like, oh, I must have missed, and then like, dink, it pops up, and you're just like,
The dopamine noises go off with the
Yeah.
fucking dink, and then you see all the points float on your screen.
yeah, you're just like,
Dude, games are so fucked at like controlling our dopamine levels. Like
Oh, yeah.
It's like
they gotta
gambling.
have someone on staff that like knows how to like psychologists on staff to like figure
That's-
out how to get people.
That's what game designers are for.
yeah, the UI interface or whatever you'd call it. Yeah.
It's crazy, dude.
Or like a game that can hold suspense enough to where you're into it and you're like you feel like you're kind of jittery because you're like, oh, I could lose this or I could win this. Those are the games I
Escape from Tarkov.
Breast.
like. Nah, fuck Tarkov.
CSGO, kind of I remember my first competitive CSGO match, I was pretty damn nervous.
Me too.
Or like, let's say for instance, if you're the last one alive and there's like 2 people there or something, or you're like squaring off against the top frag on the enemy team, you're like, your adrenaline is peak. You're like in the zone.
Hmm. Yeah, I
Like that
remember.
game. Sorry.
No, you're when we first started playing competitive, we were such pussies with it. We'd go play casual for like 2 hours, and then like we'd be like, okay, time for a comp game, and we play a comp game, and then we'd just go right back to casuals for another like 2 hours, and be like, okay, time for a comp game.
We cared so much about our ranks back then.
Aim courses would be sitting on aim courses for hours and then like, okay, I think I'm ready. And then we just destroy the team and then like go back to aim courses.
I feel like we were kind of counterintuitive with that, though. I feel like to get good at like a game like that, you just need to like just
Play.
constantly play it.
We
Because like
did.
all the training and shit's not gonna make like it's good warm up, but it's not gonna make you like better in the actual game.
It's definitely a good warm up. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Or like just how like after surfing for a while, like even though that's like just a casual fun thing to do, you feel like your movement. CS:GO, it's very like movement based.
The movement I would say is my favorite that I've gotten used to.
What, walking and running?
No, the CS:GO, like the strafing, the jumping, and everything. It
Yeah.
just feels good.
It's a quality. I'd say it's the standard for every video game at this point. Like you need to have like, it's better than the standard. It's just like the smooth movement, the gunplay's good, the premise is good. Like I don't know if they were the first people to do it, but was like that the first bomb based like
I think they
like
were
search
the
and
first.
destroy kind of like plant and defuse the bomb based game.
I would say the first big one, first big success.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I think it was originally a mod for Half-Life, which came out in like the 90s. and that's the first version was like Diffusal, and that's all you could play back then. Yeah. And so I believe it's probably the first one. And like
maybe Rainbow Six before that.
When did Rainbow Six come out?
They've had some early games.
Yeah,
dude.
it's pretty old.
Like back in the PS2, PS1.
When did but
PlayStation 1.
I think .6 came out really wasn't
Half-Life
it?
It was like the
pretty early.
98
It was
or something.
99, right?
Yeah,
Source.
Like that.
I don't think PS2 came out until like.
No, this one was on the PS1. I just played it on the PS2. It was a PS1 game. The dudes look like, like the old school animation, like triangles and like pentagons and shit. You ever play like the old Spider-Man game? You know what I'm talking about? With the fighters that had like all the
big old bricks.
Or you know what? You know what's a good one? Toontown. You guys ever played Toontown?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what the kind of animation style like I'm talking about. Like fucking like the bad guys, the big boss CEO guys that were all QB and whatnot.
Sorry, we're just taking a break to tell Matt's ADHD ass to take off his clicky bracelet.
Sorry.
Toontown.
Toontown.
You ever play Lord of the Rings online?
No.
Sorry, I can't say that.
I say no, as in the sense I can't imagine it being good.
You guys ever play Hero Quest?
I don't know what that
I think
is.
it's supposed to be pretty good though.
Hero Quest?
Is that Hero Quest or
Hero Quest is an old game. I think it's called Hero Quest.
is it the
Adventure
one...
Quest, that's what it's called.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the one from Smash Bros. The character, the one of the DLC characters.
Banjo and Kazooie.
Banjo Kazooie, best game.
Heroes Quest is from RuneScape.
Is it?
Yeah.
My mind is so clouded with RuneScape.
Yep. I know because it's on the list that I need to do.
They've sucked you into the black hole, Tyler. There's no
Actually,
escape now.
I've broken out of it. However, there is one achievement that I have yet to get that before I quit, I need to have. So
Anyone who knows RuneScape, this kid won't get a fire cape.
I'm going for the fire.
No,
cape.
you're not.
I'll still get Fire Cape before you.
Hey, have you seen my stats recently?
Yeah, dog shit.
Shut the fuck up. They're
Get
pretty
good.
good. I'm able to do what's it called? Bandos now?
Yeah.
Kind of. You haven't done the stuff to actually do it.
Yeah,
You
I've
still
done
need
the
to-
quest to do it, but I can
You're
get that
able
done
to
in
do
an
it with
hour.
other people really supporting you.
Yeah,
Because that's how I felt when I was doing it.
You coming straight out the bando?
Yeah.
Like the Migos?
Hop out the coop in the lot.
Yeah. Something box.
I got a question,
I
Jake.
think
Coop out the box.
I got a question for you.
What's up?
I'm gonna ask all of you guys this.
Okay.
A couple of you guys know this question already. It's been on your mind this week.
You know what's been on my mind? Juneteenth.
That's cap. I want to legit. You didn't know what the fuck Juneteenth was until I told your ass
Juneteenth.
about it a couple hours ago.
Whoa. My dedication to Juneteenth runs deep in my bones. I'll have you know. That is my favorite national holiday.
No, but what's
What's been on my mind this week? I couldn't tell you, man. Dogecoin's taking a shit, losing all my money.
Hmm.
Fucking.
Yeah.
Don't have a girlfriend.
Yeah,
Fucking
same.
haven't gotten laid in a long time.
Yeah.
It's kind of depressing.
We're not in the double digit months yet, though, right?
Yeesh. The weather, man. Let me tell you about that.
It's hot outside. It's
Yeah.
hot outside, man.
That's been on my mind, if
It's-
I'm being honest.
hey, you
I
know-
mean, it's lame, but
We can cut you some slack because, like, COVID and shit. You know, like,
Yeah,
yeah.
you don't know what
But these
them,
past couple months, like,
you don't know what them bitches running around with nowadays.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Matt, what's been on your mind this week? Don't say work.
My birthday.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yes, that's
It is 3 days after,
happy belated,
22nd birthday.
happy belated birthday to Matthew.
so we've doxed his age, his
Yeah.
well,
birthday.
we don't know when
22.
we're releasing this. We're not going to put out when we recorded it.
Oh, shit, yeah.
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 You'll
So,
just
yeah.
have to do the math eventually.
think I've already said tomorrow's Juneteenth.
Oh.
Well, you did now. It's not like they can figure out just based on my birthday and Matt.
Yeah.
Do you know how many Matthews were born in whenever I was born?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, but do you know how many Matts have shitty opinions like you?
Like every Matt. When you name your kid Matthew.
That is true. You name your kid Matt, he's either driving a fucking Subaru or fucking giving out fence sitter answers to questions.
Yeah. Charizard.
How was the birthday, Matt?
Kind of nice. Being with my family and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good to hear.
How's
man.
22? Like,
Fucking sucks.
feeling
After
anything
21,
different?
it's kind of like there's no milestone left.
Until
Only
30.
65, you can retire.
Only milestone left is death. So
Wow.
I think
Great
40.
outlook.
40 is
Yeah.
a big one.
40,
40, you're like, oh fuck, dude. I'm like
Midlife
halfway
crisis.
there. I'm like halfway there.
Yeah.
That's half of your life, and that's when you have the midlife crisis.
Halfway there. Sorry.
Tyler, what's been on your mind this week?
Not too much. Work and making more money. It's two shitty things to say that
Yeah.
everybody has to deal with.
Damn,
The heat is actually on my mind
Yeah.
because I hate getting in my car and just feeling it. Today
You got
on the
leather
way here,
interior?
I hopped in my car. I have cloth. I don't even have leather interior anymore. So cloth interior is a luxury in Arizona. You do not want leather. If you have leather, we feel bad for you.
Mine is
all
like-
black car, black leather interior.
Death.
AC doesn't work.
See,
This is
Yeah.
Jared's car he's
My-
describing.
Mm-hmm.
gray car, black leather seats, black steering wheel, black leather steering wheel. Dude, that shit.
Don't you have tinted windows?
No.
I have
The
tinted
backs
windows.
are though, right?
No, none of
As
those
you can
things.
tell, we're struggling for money.
Yeah, my battery shit out. I was gone in Mexico for 7 days. I come back. Heat's just been, it was like 115 while I was gone here.
It was-
My car's been sitting outside just cooking in the heat, dude.
It was 120 for these past 2 days.
Yeah.
It
Oh
hit that.
my god.
Do you guys remember the old Jeep, dude? The Cherokee? That shit was awful because the windows were stuck down and like it was all black and no AC.
Yeah, just like living in a hot state is fucking.
It's better than the
Awful.
cold.
Well, at least there's no humidity.
I have a quarrel with that. You would rather live in the heat than the cold?
Yeah, dude, I've got like 1% body fat, so I would literally freeze to death in an instant.
My theory behind it, or like thinking behind it, is you can fix being cold.
You can fix being hot too.
Not really.
No.
Not outside.
In Arizona,
Not outside.
yes, you can.
No, you cannot.
It's a dry heat.
You can.
You could go in the shade.
You can't always be in the shade
It's
though.
still gonna be 115.
When you
I
step
know.
outside and your skin just feels the rays of the sun, you're just like, oh my god.
But-
Exactly.
Listen here. When you're freezing, you literally are uncontrollably shaky. Your teeth are chattering. You're fucking just cold as shit. When you're fucking hot as fuck, you're just sweating.
And your balls are sticking and rubbing against your
Yeah,
legs.
so fucking
whole
what,
back is
dude?
covered. You're
I'd
fucking
rather have that than fucking freezing.
stinking
No,
because
but
you're
you-
sweating all
You
day.
can always put more clothes on, but once you hit a certain amount, like a heat, you can't take off anything
Exactly.
else.
That's
Yeah.
my thinking behind it.
But like, you only get to that point when it's like literally 120 degrees out.
Which it is during the summer.
Yes.
Yeah, but
If it's above 110, that is like, do not go outside.
Every time.
My computer,
exactly, they
Yeah,
just
that's
don't go
what-
outside. It's that simple.
I think a lot of people might be having this new computer update where it just auto puts the weather at the
Oh,
bottom.
yep, mine
and
has
for
that.
Arizona,
It's everywhere.
I have not seen my computer. And by the way, I'll play video games very late at night, so it'll be 3 p.m. My computer will still say warning in terms of the temperature.
You know, you
Just-
can get rid of that thing. That
Yeah, if you
UI
turn
for
off-
that is so ugly. Like,
It is,
It,
yeah.
it looks so out of place.
Pixelated.
Mhm.
It's like you couldn't have just cropped it just the way to make it look.
Or just not put it
Like
in at
that?
all.
I think I remember because you had it pop up first, and I told you.
I thought I had a virus.
Yeah, you did. You did. And I go, turn off your location thing on computer. And you're like, okay. And you just did that. Gone.
No, it didn't go away.
Oh, it
I
didn't
had
go away.
I had to disable the thing
Oh.
on Windows. But you know what? I'm gonna give Bill a break because he's kind of going through some rough shit right now. You know.
Yeah, with the divorce and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it kind of funny that like 3 out of the top 5 richest women.
Divorce.
I don't think she actually got a lot of money because they did a lot of stuff together.
Yeah, they
initially.
did. They did have the Gates Corporation and everything was like just them two. And
I think the thing is, I've heard this somewhere else. They were just like a power, like just imagine like power couple, just like going to like work, doing their separate things, and then like I think when COVID hit, they were both just working in the same area and just like weren't used to spending that much time together instead of just like completely doing because they were working too much together, I think. But I don't know Bill Gates, so
I do.
Apparently the
my uncle's Bill Gates. You're getting banned off fucking Xbox,
Yeah.
kid.
apparently that they are like that's all they do is just a straight up business.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But when you got that much money, why not?
Why not just stop?
That's what my thinking. I would have hired someone just to do it all for me, so I could just stay at home and do whatever the fuck I want.
Exactly. But I think that's maybe why we're not rich because we, they have the work ethic to just keep going.
Because they have the drive.
Yeah, and we're just like, I just want money, you know.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, we're all at the same point that Bill was at when he was our age, so.
Yeah, just trying shit out like this podcast.
Yeah.
Please sponsor us.
We're not going for money though.
Dude,
I want community.
Financially stable enough to where I could get Uber Eats every day.
You're a horrible person.
Dude, that's like
You're
$100 in food a day, dude.
Do you realize? Oh my
Yeah,
God.
I wish I was just rich enough to where I could do that or get my own chef to make me food every day.
Dude, in Mexico, house next to us, you can hire a chef and make like 2 chefs to like cook all your food. Like you got to buy the food, of course. Cook all your food and then clean all the dishes for $100.
A day?
What?
A day?
Like it's just like a company that does it like for people visiting down, like people that like have like rentals down there and stuff. You can rent a chef to cook your meal for like a night for $100. It's him and another guy, and then they clean everything too. But that's a pretty good deal for a fucking private chef.
Yeah, I would try. That's what my goal is, to be rich enough to where I can have a private chef.
My goal is
I thought your goal was rich enough to get Uber Eats every night.
Choose one, Matt.
Either one.
Those are
I
two
mean,
very different price points.
How much would it cost every day for Uber Eats?
Private chef would be healthier for you though.
Yeah.
but
I'd
way more
probably go with
expensive.
private chef then.
Get you on like a nice diet.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on where you're getting food from in Uber Eats. If you get salad and go every fucking day.
Yeah, I'd pay the chef to go like, pick out the materials based on the things I like, and like.
That's like a full-time job, Matt. He's shopping for you and shit. That's like a nutritionist,
So
right?
he's like a live-in chef.
I'm saying like, yeah, live-in chef. Like I'm rich enough to pay a live-in chef.
That's your end goal?
That's my end goal.
I just want a nice, like, I want a house with a glass wall. Like,
With like a view too, or just a glass?
I don't give a fuck if it's a view. It could just have a nicer backyard. I just want like it's a door, like kind of glass, like full glass.
like the one
You
in
just
my
make it-
house.
No, like really like nice and fancy.
No,
I've
like,
never been to your house.
My
so
house
I-
had like, so the whole living room was just a glass door that opened up like it's probably like a 20-foot corridor in the living room that's like right next to it, so it's got no walls or anything, and just the sliding door goes all the way for that 20 feet.
Are you saying a big glass slider or just a big glass wall?
I'm talking like the whole wall of like a kitchen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
is
basically
full glass.
No, not like that.
And it like kind of like by the living room, and it can open up so you
Oh,
can have
yeah,
like
so
like
a
it-
living
okay.
room and like deck
So
right
a
there.
little similar to how mine was, because you've been to my house.
Except like,
But, like,
fancier.
fully.
And
Yeah,
like fancier, yeah.
basically,
But
Hands out.
so
mine
you
was-
two have already lived my dream, basically.
Yeah.
I will say, by the way, it is very weird walking by one of those doors at night.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can
Because you
see
can
that.
see the whole backyard, and the kitchen was right there. So at night, I'd have to walk through that, and I'd look out into the kitchen, and you see the moonlight reflecting, and you're just like,
But yeah, it's scary because everybody can see you, but you can't see anything.
Well,
out there.
Yeah.
If you have a closed backyard, it's not that bad.
Mm-mm.
You have an open backyard.
Dude,
Yeah.
I don't know how you lived with a door in your room, dude. I would have been so sketched out.
No, he could-
Matthew's
he
room
could-
never had any doors.
He could sneak. He could have people over all the time
It
just to hang
was
out.
cool,
great.
though.
It was great.
Yeah,
My
that's
own
entrance.
entrance.
I would have just been
We
afraid
smoked
that, like,
so much weed.
How
on that
many
side
of
the
you
house.
actually went through my front door?
never.
Never.
Dude,
Maybe once or
like,
twice.
maybe, yeah.
During the LAN party that
During
we
the
had at
LAN
your
when I
house.
brought in my computer, yeah, that was about
Apart from that, no one ever used the front door.
it. Or
No
when
one.
I was leaving. That was
You'd go around the back, you'd go around whatever that was on the side, and then you just go in through the door.
You'd hit some bushes with your shins and
Yeah.
yeah. That was the spot though. You had like a nice little concrete L too that was like hidden from like everything else right there too.
So
you
at night, even though my parents were like the ones to where if I got caught, I feel like I'd be in the most shit.
Yeah.
But we would still smoke at my house.
Yeah. Because it was the easiest.
Yeah.
Crazy, dude.
Just chilling on the trampoline. Good times.
Yeah.
The best was, dude, smoking a joint in a pool is a different experience.
Dude, that was the best. That senior ditch day was fucking phenomenal.
That was the LAN.
That was the LAN.
Oh yeah, we did that at the
senior
LAN
ditch
too.
day was also a good day though.
Remember you guys tried to get me drunk to do a backflip off the diving board?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was taking fireball shots.
Yeah, dude, I have a photo from that. Maybe if there's a video version of this, I'll put the photo.
We'll just have that as the the background for the podcast, like as the
banner.
Maybe,
the banner, yeah.
Maybe of the fridge.
I have a picture of the fridge too.
Yeah, the fridge was
debaucherous.
It was nice. We had in the freezer was just we were just eating frozen food the whole.
Yeah.
Funny story, Jay. You vomiting rainbow?
Oh God, I think that's the most I've ever vomited in my entire life.
So
that was like at least like a bucket full, like a Home Depot like fucking 2-gallon bucket full of vomit.
So to kick this all off, kind of give background. My parents were gone for a while. Actually, my whole family was. So it was just me alone at my house during summer. And I invited all my friends over, pretty much. I said, hey, bring your computers, bring all the alcohol you can, bring anything you can.
This is after we graduated high school.
Yes.
So, like,
we were like fresh out of high school, so we're still
Yes.
kind of like teenagers.
18-year-olds.
Sneaking around our parents' house.
So everybody comes over and we throw a big party the first day. And after that, it was just a big shit show of playing video games, watching TV, and
Fucking One Piece, dude.
watching hella One Piece. Great anime. And that's about it. But it led to some very interesting situations, such as like spilling alcohol and a certain type of puke that has yet to be studied.
Yeah.
And
So in high school, I used to always go to Circle K, which is a gas station chain we have here in Arizona. I'm sure it's other places. But there you can get like a 44 ounce for like $1 or some bullshit. Just a crazy amount of soda. And I would always go and get like Mountain Dew slush like flavors and just combine them with the actual soda flavors, so that way I wouldn't have to use ice. Like I would just have the slush as like the ice, but it was still Mountain Dew flavored, so it was like fucking genius in my mind. But I would always, the red flavor was always my favorite, Code Red. We're not sponsored by Code Red Mountain Dew. Sorry.
actually, yes, we are. I just gotta.
No way, dude.
That'd be your dream.
That would be the dream right there.
That's his rich dream.
Yes.
Mountain of Mountain Dew in
If
the
I
back.
got a lifetime sponsorship from fucking Code Red Mountain Dew, game over, dude.
Not even Mountain Dew in general, just Code Red.
Yeah, it has to be Code Red. That's the only way. So I would always get that shit. So before the LAN, I went and picked one up. And I drank that shit. And then I proceeded to drink a couple of beers, eat some food. Fucking just full of just garbage at this point.
So you said eating some food. How many full bags of Doritos did you eat?
Yeah, I probably ate one full bag of Doritos by myself, and then we got this fucking Mediterranean food from our boy Hans. Shouts out for bringing that shit.
Some heroes.
Yeah, some hero.
Hero.
You know,
Shit was delicious. But beside the point, nowadays I smoke a shit ton of weed, but back then it was like a newer fucking endeavor for me.
Jake was but a youngling.
Yeah, I was a wee Padawan back in the day, and I couldn't rip the bong too well, and we were doing dabs, so we're talking about some serious heat on the banger right there. Anyway, one of our buddies was very infamous for loading very hot and fucking thick dabs.
Someone say a Stanley steamer.
Yes, a Stanley steamer is the correct terminology here. Anyway, wee little Jake couldn't handle his fucking hit and started coughing and coughing and coughing. And you know, once you start coughing, you get to that point where it's like, oh shit, I'm not gonna be coughing anymore. It's gonna be a little bit more of a
Feel the moisture in the throat.
yeah, you can start feeling. Anyway, so I barely had time to react, and I fucking just ran over to Tyler's. We were in. Tyler's parents have a little courtyard on the outside of their room. Anyway, so I'm in the courtyard just puking fucking. So it starts off fucking brown, which is like the beer and the pita, and then it turns like yellow, which is like the Doritos, and then it turned straight fucking red, which is the fucking Mountain Dew and all that shit. And then I think it turned green at the end. And I was like, I don't even know what that fucking was.
And then it got clear.
Yeah, but anyway, it was literally the most amount of vomit I have ever seen in my entire life. It was a mountain of fucking just garbage.
You made it in the rocks though, but that didn't even help.
No, it started to overflow onto the concrete. There was so much. It was like the ditch was like at least like 4 or 5 inches deep, and it still fucking mountained up over the fucking ledge and started to spill onto the concrete. There was so much vomit.
From what I heard, I was in another room at the time. I was in my room. I heard it was comparable to a fire hose going off for a short amount of time.
Yes. We had to hose it down.
Yeah,
right?
yes. The next morning we hosed it down, and it took 30 minutes. We drowned all the plants, killed those things. Sorry, Tyler's
so about a couple weeks later, all the plants perfectly fine except this one. And this plant wasn't just, it was like, oh, it's dying. This plant was full on just dead. It was, you're like, what the hell happened to this?
It consumed the toxicity of my fucking bodily fluids. That's what happened.
I vividly remember my dad going, this plant just died out of nowhere in our courtyard. And my thoughts just, you get that thought in my head, I'm just like, oh shit. And, yeah. But,
was that the same night as the beer spill?
Talk about the beer spill.
So
I was in the room, I think.
Yes. So the way we had this set up Tyler's parents in their room, in Tyler's parents' room. How many? We had 3 people in there, right? 4 people.
It was me, Jake, Hans, and
Gavin.
Yeah. So the bed's in the center of the room. It's a pretty big room, like a pretty big room. And then they, across from the bed on the opposite wall, dresser and TV, the normal setup. So I believe on one side of the wall, right when you go through the door, there was 2 foldable tables set up.
Yep.
That was Matt and Jake's setup.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And then closer in the corner, on the opposite side of the room,
towards the courtyard of vomit.
Towards the infamous courtyard, where most of this stuff happened at for some reason. The cursed courtyard.
Yeah, cursed courtyard.
I forgot there was our friend Gavin was set up right by the sliding glass door, and someone else was set up in the corner. Hans, yes. And so to get into this courtyard, you had to kind of shimmy past his desk.
Yeah, it was
really tight, and he had I kid you not, just so much shit on his desk.
Mountains of...
normal gamer, fucking, 2012, just... Except with beers added on, just 8 empty beers,
our table had a tower of beers.
Fucking empty Taco Bell bags.
Yeah, so I remember him buying a pack of 15 just carts just for that LAN 2, and just a shit ton of them were just all empty, scattered around his desk.
Yeah,
he'd look over and he's just going, just sucking the crap. Then he'd just pass out for an hour, wake back up, and get back on the computer. Or just what?
Yeah.
But anyway.
So for some reason that's why I'm thinking it's this night, because I don't know I would have gone out in the courtyard. So as I'm, I think it was the same night. So after you're done vomiting and you're just chilling out there, I go to actually get Tyler from his room, because you were sleeping at this point at the night.
Yes.
And I'm a little
shaken up.
I'm a little blitzed at this point in time, and as I'm trying to get back inside, my clumsy ass, my big ass thigh hits Gavin's desk, and his whole monitor setup, everything topples to the ground. The whole it's just a shitty a beer pong table, the shitty fold out ones. Everything, I just see it slow motion toppling onto the ground, and just beer. Just tons of half warm cans of beer just guzzling out on Tyler's parents' carpet. And I start if something happens when I'm high, I get super anxious. So I start freaking the fuck out. I don't know who was there with me, but I was
We were probably in the room.
Jared was like Anne Frank when she heard the Nazis knocking on the fucking door.
Exactly. I was freaking out. I was like using whole rolls of paper towel to like soak it up.
Oh my goodness.
Also, might I mention prior to this, I invited everybody over on the condition that no one fucks anything up. Everything stays perfect. And pretty strict rules in a sense because I just didn't want to get in trouble and was not allowed to have people over. So I laid that all out and made sure everybody understood. And I think this had a little bit to do with it.
I think
100%.
I think the most important part about this was that nobody was supposed to be in Tyler's parents' room in the first place, and we had like 6 people in there.
And 2 full cans of beer spilled on the floor.
Originally, the one rule was no one go in the parents' room. And then I remember coming out of my room one time and saw my friend Gavin. He had his setup fully put up in the room, and I'm like, you know what, fuck it, you can be in there.
Most people were in that room.
Then someone else set up in there, and I go, fuck it, you can be in there. And then a couple more people showed up throughout, and I just said, fuck it, just please don't tear the place up. We're fully getting away from the story, I'm sorry.
Do you want to explain? Because basically after I attempt to finish up the spill, I'm like, okay, fuck. It's time to go tell Tyler that I got him caught, and he's going to get fucked. And I'm gonna get fucked too, and yeah, you can take it away.
No.
Okay.
By the way, I was passed out. I'm probably pretty plastered before this, and so
I was telling Jared, dude, don't fucking worry about it, bro.
He was telling me not to tell you.
Don't fucking worry about it, bro.
Jake was sitting there. Yeah, he was the one. You were the one with me, calming me down, right?
I was like, fucking, because Jared was literally losing his shit.
I could tell Jared was freaking
Jared
out.
had a fucking mental breakdown.
Yeah, no. That's because if I smoke weed and something goes wrong, I get fucking scared. That's why I only ever really smoke when I'm playing fucking video games at my house because it's just so fucking easy. But I'm like, okay, fuck. And I go to Tyler's room and I'm like trying to wake him up. And like, you're a very difficult person to wake up.
Yes, I've been told by almost everybody.
Definitely.
Very difficult person. You'll be like, you'll have to be like, Tyler, get out of bed. And he'll be like, yeah.
fucking practically Batista bomb this motherfucker.
I will basically tell you, yeah, I'm getting up. I am not getting up. I am.
He's still asleep. In his dream, he's telling you that he's getting up.
Yes.
Exactly. And I finally get him up, and I forgot exactly what you said, but you were like, kind of, because I made it seem like a big deal because I was like fucking anxious and shit. And you came into the room and you just looked at it for like 5 seconds or like 3 seconds. You're like, that's fine. And then just went back to bed.
Don't worry about it.
I was like, I was just freaking the fuck out for 15 minutes straight. And then just for Tyler to be like, yeah, it's good.
I swear.
I remember so calmly, just like once I saw it, I was like, oh yeah, you're chilling. Went straight back to bed. That was it.
Did I mention that the floors were carpet? I think I did.
I don't know, but yes,
just in case.
If it was Tyler,
yeah, it would have been easy, but
I remember the next morning, like I swear Jared was in there like fucking wiping it up again, and we're like, Jared, you can't even fucking see it, like it's gone.
Yeah, I bought cleaner, carpet cleaner, yeah. Like some spray when I was spraying it and wiping it just to make sure because I'm not trying to get my boys caught.
I appreciate that. That's the homie move right there.
Yeah.
And then wasn't it one of the bitches that we brought over that fucking like left a charger plugged in or some shit in your parents' room?
That was but a different party.
Oh yes.
Yeah, that was the
they
time
unplugged
I almost
the fucking
got
alarm clock.
Yeah. All right. I'll tell this story. So I threw a party in.
That was after high school.
After high school, just a little shortly after. I threw parties just not often, but it was like enough to where I feel like it was like
every time Tyler had a free house, we were going over there. Yeah, Tyler's house was the place to fucking be.
I'm not sure why. Also, I'm just gonna add this in. That summer, for some reason, we had a relatively small but kind of big friends group, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And we somehow managed to have a open house and have a party at least 3 times a week.
Yeah.
So I'm throwing a party at my house, and I don't know that shit's about to hit the fan. And I have a bunch of people over. Everybody's really drunk, I guess, and a bunch of people end up spending the night, which is pretty normal. And I think this night also, a bunch of motherfuckers for some reason decided to bring over Nerf guns. And
what a sloppy thing to clean up.
Was this the one before New Year's?
No, it wasn't some motherfuckers brought over Nerf guns. I brought over all my Nerf guns. And that's just the sheer amount of Nerf guns that I owned. Like I brought over probably 35 weapons of Nerf just that I had stowed away in my childhood.
Little did we know that a bunch of drunk older teenagers would have a lot of fun with Nerf guns.
Shit is fun as fuck, bro.
Yeah, to the point where the next morning I woke up and the first thing I saw was our friend Jason walk into my room with some aviators on, his shirt off, holding the Nerf turret with the belt that goes with it.
We are not sponsored by Nerf, but it is the Nerf Vulcan. I'll have you know. It is one of the most badass weapons. It is a chain-loaded, fully automatic weapon.
So you said it was double-digit months till you got laid?
It's been a while, brother.
It was the kind of Nerf gun that whoever brought that out as a kid in the Nerf gun war, you're like, damn,
yeah,
I want that guy on my side. Mm-hmm. Or I want to use that.
The kid with rich parents.
Yeah, and so...
I got it from my aunt and uncle, who are very rich.
So he walks in to my room that next morning, before all this debauchery happens, and he just walks in, does not say a single word to me and my girlfriend who are sleeping in my bed, and looks at us, and he says some remark like, "What's up, fuckers?" and then proceeds to close the door or leave it open and walk out, which to me that's a huge pet peeve. If you come in my room, open my door, don't close it.
Then you gotta get out of bed.
That's worse than hearing someone crinkle a water bottle. And but prior to that, we threw a big party, a bunch of people, and a bunch of girls ended up having to spend the night. So rather than having everybody spend the night just all over the place, the girls, I was like, all right, you know what? Keep it clean. Do not fuck up anything. Spend the night in my parents' room. Please. Please. Be careful. And I come in the next morning. Everything looks good. They actually put it away perfectly. I took a picture of everything before and after. It's the best way to do it if you're going to throw a party and stuff like that. Make sure everything's picture perfect. And so I come in the next morning. They actually put it away perfectly. I only had to adjust a couple things. And then I was like, good to go. Parents come back a couple hours later after everybody leaves. And to my disappointment, my dad goes, "Hey, Tyler, the TV station... For some reason, I turned on my TV in my room. Were you watching it?" And I go, "No." And he goes, "Oh, well, I don't remember watching Disney Channel. Do you know what happened?" And I just go, I freeze, because I feared this moment.
You fucked up.
Yeah. I feared this. I go, I didn't think to do that. I didn't expect them to really, I guess, press the recall thing on the remote to go back. But I'm just thinking in my head, I'm fucked. I am fucked. So then, I somehow weasel out of that without saying much of anything or giving any background, and my dad just wondering, must be a random thing, or maybe he's on to me. I still don't know. But a couple hours later, this is when I realized I was really fucked. My dad goes, "Tyler!" yells at me across the entire house, and at that point, I'm like, oh shit, more shit, or I'm in trouble. I go in there, he goes, "Do you know why my alarm clock is unplugged?" And I'm just like, oh, there is no coming back from this. There is no coming back that I just threw a huge party. So I'd go, "Oh, well, you see," and just right fucking there, I formulate a whole storyline, everything fabricated in my head, and I'm just like, I got this. So I tell this whole story. I say, I had a couple friends over. I think I told you, which I did the night before. Just in case for shit like this, I said, I'm going to have a couple friends over, hang out at night. They're not going to spend the night. They're going to head home. That's what happened. I said, one of my friends actually decided to spend the night because he just didn't really want to drive home. He actually fell asleep there. So I just said you could spend the night on the couch. And to my surprise, or that's all I said. And I said, he might know. And he's like, well, that's really fucking weird. Why is that a thing? Why does that have anything to do with this? I go, I don't know. Let me text him. This is when I text Jake. And Jake is the #1 homie for clutching up and taking the fall. So I say, all right, my friend Jake, who they roughly knew. They knew who Jake was. They knew his face. They knew Jake. And so I say, Jake was the one who spent the night. I texted him. He hasn't replied yet, but I'll hopefully get you some answers soon. And as I'm getting this break of not having to answer my dad's questions about what the fuck is wrong with the place, why is it messy, why don't you know, you were the only one here, what happened? I escape that. I formulate a whole story. I text Jake. I say, hey, text me this, and then this. I'm going to delete all those that I just sent you, and then we're going to go along with the conversation. And I sent him everything. I formulated a whole conversation, and it was perfect. I pat myself on the back to this day. And so I go, hey, my friend Jake said he did all this stuff. He had to charge his phone, and that he just, the couch was really uncomfy. There was these crevices and stuff like that, and all this, yada, yada, yada. That's what he told me. I showed him the text, and he was like, well, that's really weird. And he just kind of almost shrugged it off as if it wasn't really an issue. But in the back of my head, I'm like, he knows. He just doesn't want to say it.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have any proof or anything to actually get me. And I'm like, damn.